Welcome to our Posh podcast. I'm your host, Gabrielle. I'm here with my daughter, Marcella.
Hello.
Spider.
Hello.
And Cruz, who has joined us as co-host. We love it. And we're here with a lot of beautiful girls today. Everyone wait for the YouTube videos to come out on that one.
Yeah.
So we have Toni.
Hello.
Sivan.
Hi.
Priscilla.
Hey.
Sarah.
Hi.
And Jordan's still hanging out with us. We just did an hour with her.
Just here.
And this hour, we're going to talk to Cruz a little bit about his, first and foremost, Cruz's first episode with us when he talked about his beautiful wife and what happened. Is number one every single week.
And has been
number one ever since its release.
Yeah.
It has never not been number one. And it's because the story you told, it was just so unbelievably gripping, and it has everything. You just told it from your heart and your soul, and I think that's why.
It was pretty difficult, but like I said before, it really helped a lot. It's still kind of helping, to talk about it and stuff.
I was going to ask you, if you don't mind, how are you now? Like, there's been quite a bit of time since then, but
yeah, still living life day by day, kind of just handling situations as they come. I still think about her constantly every day and stuff, so
Of course.
that's not changed.
I know. And you had to go through Christmas and her birthday, and you actually had a birthday celebration, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Costa Rica. That was a lot of fun. Got to celebrate her birthday there, actually, so that's what I did.
That's awesome. Yeah. And today I wanted to talk a little.
Teared up.
I know.
Have you listened to his show?
I haven't. I didn't know y'all did one, but now I'm gonna probably go listen to it this weekend.
I have to say, it was. I think it was the first time that we all just the way that Cruz spoke, you almost held on to every single word. We were just sitting in silence, like, oh my gosh, because he's such an amazing storyteller. At the same time, being able to talk about Laura, how special she was and how special she was to him. And it was just such a beautiful, way that he spoke about her was awesome. And just the story is just very powerful.
I just checked and it's number one.
It's been number one.
It's episode 167, and he talks about his love of his life, Laura Avila. You should listen. It's
I will definitely listen to it this weekend.
It's awesome.
I didn't know y'all did that, but I think that's amazing. I think it takes a lot to talk about something that's traumatizing. It's not easy.
It's not.
Because you're like reliving it as you speak it.
Yeah, and he did.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
And I feel like I didn't even know you without Laura there. We met how long ago?
Probably like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. And every time, we were out, it was like both of y'all.
Yeah, we were together all the time, inseparable.
For how long were you guys together?
Little over 4 years, like together.
Yeah.
But like 15 on and off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So today we wanted to know a little bit about your hair journey and how you're an amazing hairdresser. Marcella and I go to you. Our Jolie goes to you. We're kind of.
And I'm about to start going to you because I need a haircut.
Absolutely amazing. How did you start? How did you know you wanted to do hair?
Man, that's kind of a long story. So
Tell us.
I guess we have an hour.
Yeah.
Let me see. So my mom is a hairdresser.
Really?
She's a hairstylist. She owns her own salon down in South Texas in Brownsville. And
Oh my God, I'm from McAllen.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are
you really?
Yeah.
So she owns her own salon.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So she's been doing hair since she was in high school. And she was doing it in Mexico, and then she moved here to the States, started doing hair, opened up a salon, and she's been doing hair ever since I can remember. I would always kind of just do friends' hair in the garage, just kind of like fades and stuff, no big deal. And in high school, went to college, and I had a computer information systems degree, and I moved to Dallas to sell computers, like kind of sent to all the independent school districts in Dallas. Yes, I was selling network systems like computer labs and stuff. So I'd go to all like the schools and try to sell slanging computers pretty much. And I didn't like it. And I was always into fashion. I didn't want to go back to school for a long time. So I just like, you know what? Hair seems pretty cool. Good way to meet girls. So I was like, I'm just going to go in and just do it. So this was like 99, 2000, around there, where the technical industry was like really like at its peak, That's when if you knew Windows, I mean, you were getting paid. And, I was getting, salary was well. And, just out of school, I was making like 50 grand. And, back then it was like, for out of college, it was like really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to quit. I'm going to go to school and see what happens. So I went to school at Ogle in Arlington. I lived in Las Colinas on one of my friend's couches.
No way.
Yeah. So I was going to school. I went to school from like 8 in the morning to like 5 in the afternoon. I had an hour break. I would go to work from 6 to 11.
Damn.
And then
Getting that late night.
That's rad, though.
How we all used to have that energy back in the day.
Yeah.
Now we think about that, we're like, what was wrong with you? Like,
That's the real hustle, though.
yeah, and then at 11 o'clock, go home, sleep, wake up, do it all over again.
But that's what they say, though, to do. If you are not happy, then
Yeah,
use those other hours to do something.
Didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
10 months, just boom, just working
10
my
months,
ass off.
wow.
10 months
Grinding
in
it out.
school. Yeah, just grinding it out. So after school, and then during hair school, that was a whole nother thing. I mean, hair school is one of those things where I was older already. This was 2001. I was already like, mid-late 20s. And most people in hair school are like 18, just out of school. Didn't really know. And I was pretty serious about it. So, I took it serious, and I ended up loving it. I just kind of like grew on me, and I felt that I was really good with my hands, good with people. Just kind of, it's a social, skill, as well as, dealing with people, dealing with formulations and chemicals and all that. So it's a whole lot of
Dealing with people is a job in itself.
Yeah.
And so like I just,
Jaded.
kind of just fell in love with it. And, I feel you have to become obsessed over something to like really,
I
Throw your
agree with
energy
that.
into it or want to.
Like, because it
succeed.
doesn't become work, it becomes your passion.
Exactly.
Well, and I think there are certain people who are capable of that type of obsession, and that is who really kind of like has a trajectory moving forward when you're that type of person that has that obsession. And if you are that person, you have to do something that's positive, because I think people can really get into like a negative path. So it's really rad that you recognize that and you started obsessing on something that's constructive rather than destructive. Because I know a lot of people who have that and they focus on destructive paths, and
Sarah gets so serious. I know.
so serious.
Way to bring
So
it
quick.
down.
No, I mean, I respect, like, I recognize that thing, and not everybody has it. And
Passion.
when you see somebody who
the
does,
passion
you're like,
for work.
fuck yeah, dude. I get that. I get what you've got, and it's so rad when you put it into a spot where it just lifts you up.
Yeah, you just kind of focus all your energy and channel it into something positive and productive that's gonna kind of lift you. And without knowing, that's what I did. Because at that time too, I was kind of like, in a not a dark place, but just kind of, I wasn't really I wasn't working like in a stable environment. I was just kind of like picking up these jobs just so I could go to school and like live. That was another thing, I was older, and then the school was like, I think I was probably like 100 people, 100 students, and out of those 100, I was like 5 guys. Out of those 5, probably like 2
You were the
were
only
straight.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then back then too, like, you know, being a male hairstylist wasn't as popular as it is right now.
But I feel like you'll get better treatment. Like, it's kind of in my industry when you see the one dude, everybody's so nice to them versus like the girls like trying to like rip you apart.
Well, you know, I mean, I felt like girls were always against each other, and then like, you know, they would always like help me, or I would always try to help everybody. So, you know, that was kind of a thing. Yeah. I did feel that definitely like the guys got more
better treatment for
Everyone
sure.
loves a little
Yeah.
testosterone.
It's the
around.
same thing in my industry. They're like, "Oh, Cruz, sure, I'll help you." Priscilla comes back, "Fuck off, bitch."
So yeah, so you know, hair school was pretty difficult because my schedule was like just work, school, sleep, work, school, sleep. You know, did it for like 10 months. Graduated top of my class, and I was living in Irving.
How do you graduate top of your class in hair school? Like, that is very interesting.
So you have to accomplish certain amount of things. You have to do certain amount of like cuts and colors and just kind of establish yourself. I was at a point where, I mean, I was pretty much just working as a salon in hair school. I mean, they were charging like regular, you know, I was just like,
That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, hair school. So
what
you
was
have
your
to pay-
favorite? I don't mean to interject, but what was your favorite thing to do? Did you have a favorite at that time? Like, were you, I love color, I love cuts.
You know, at that time, I think, and still now, I think it's just like the whole
likes
makeover
the whole
process.
thing, yeah.
Like
He
when
likes the
somebody comes
shampooing.
in and they're like, I just shampoo from the front. When somebody comes in and they just have no clue, and you know, I come in and just do a whole complete makeover. I think
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
my
that's like
favorite.
us.
That's
Yeah.
like my
Yeah,
favorite.
I bet.
The glow up.
Fix me.
Yes. So yeah, so then her school was I wouldn't say it was tough because it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work too. You know, and I'm one of those that's not scared of work, so I've always like put 100% into it. Graduated top of my class. That was like, you know, I got all the hours I did. You know, you can only miss like so many hours in hair school, and I didn't miss any. I was like, actually, even at that time, you could actually work more hours. Like now it's like really regulated, but before you could actually work more. So I would just stay there sweeping, just kind of killing the clock, you know? So finally I finished hair school and I got this job at Salon Matrix, and that was in Uptown. And this guy, John Wilson and Joey Bennett, kind of like, I'm getting emotional because I was kind of like it was a really hard spot.
Get emotional. Let it out.
It was a really hard spot for me, and these guys like totally gave me a chance. And yeah, so I really just, you know, worked my ass off. I learned to get technical. Like when I was in hair school, they taught us the French method, and it's just a type of cutting. And when I went,
Is there a new name for it now? Like, you know how some things like recycle, like ombre back then was something else? Or
no, I think it's still, because it's a very classic. It's like the very classic method, French method. And then I went to Vidal Sassoon, and I kind of learned, you know, precision cutting. And then I had another mentor. He was from Spain. His name was Angel de Salor, and he taught me condensed cutting, where you just get all one, just cut it at
Straight
one
across.
time. Yeah, so I just kind of got all these techniques and kind of just learned them myself and put my own spin on it, and just started creating a name for myself. You know,
and what did you get known for at the time? Was it like the whole transformation, or was it like color? Or?
I was actually known for doing those funky colors. Like back then, this is like 2002, 2003, before like all of those fashion colors came in. I was doing those like all the
Like
time.
blue or
Blues,
like greens,
purples,
yeah.
greens, like all those colors. So I was pretty much known for doing that, and that was like back in the day, you know.
I did it first.
So let's see. So where am I? So these guys give me a chance, you know. I had before then I had kind of went to a few salons, didn't really like find my niche, and these guys had just opened this salon. It was a super cool salon, super trendy guys, and they really gave me a chance. I worked there for about 5 years, and it was probably one of the most amazing experiences because I learned. So Joey B, he did ethnic hair, and then John Wilson, he did like, you know, just normal hair. And so I got the best of both, and I learned how to, you know, deal with certain textures and stuff that I feel a lot of other stylists don't really get the chance to. So
I feel like if you can do ethnic hair, you can do anybody's
hair.
hair. Like
Yes,
whenever I
absolutely.
would look for a hairdresser because I'm Middle Eastern and my hair looks easy to deal with, but it's like a frizzy hot mess. I'm like, if they only do white girl hair, I'm like, no. Like, because I think that if you can do ethnic hair, you can do anybody's hair.
yeah, so I started off with like that, and it's true. I mean, if you can do ethnic hair, coloring it, and, you know, kind of
Making it smooth
Making it
and not
smooth.
crazy. Yeah.
So, you know, that's a big deal. So I was known for that. And, you know, I wanted to get my name out, and I felt, you know, what better way to do it to go into the bar and club industry. So I started to work as a door guy at this club.
Smart move.
No way.
So I could just kind of, you know,
Say, girl, here's my card.
have people recognize me, you know, recognize who I am. And
You're a hot girl, but
I
those
could just
split
kind of
ends.
like, meet people. Oh my God, that used to be a pickup line for me.
I knew it.
Let me fix your hair.
I can make your hair so shiny, girl, and so smooth. Like,
No, I would say, let me fix your hair. And they'd be like, what do you mean? And just walk away.
Hair.
did he just fucking say that to me? He's like, dude, I thought they don't even pay attention to that. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, learned a lot about myself, you know, learned a lot about people. And just, I was just kind of getting my name out there. You know, like I said, it's a social skill.
Yeah, it is.
Doing,
It really is.
you know, doing the service and being good.
You have to
at
sell
the
yourself.
service.
Like,
Yeah.
you have to make people believe in you.
Yeah, like, I mean, a layer cut is a layered cut, you know? I mean, I can explain how to do it, and I can show you how to do it, and we're going to do it the same way. What's the difference? You know, why am I charging $100 and why are they charging $30?
Right.
You know, but it's, you know, people trust you. People just
It's experience,
It's an
environment, it's
experience
the
and stuff.
person.
Yeah.
There's so
Talent.
many different things that kind of
Talent.
weigh into it.
Talent, yeah.
Yeah, it's talent.
So I was a door guy at this club called Wish.
I remember Wish. I bet you I saw you.
I'm sure I probably let you in without asking for your ID because you're hot.
Just to be,
definitely
just
went
to be
there.
correct, is Wish the one on
upstairs.
Henderson
Yes.
on top, right?
Yes.
I remember that place.
I had my 21st birthday at Wish.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I was.
That was back when Dallas was actually cool
Fun.
Yeah.
and had fun.
Those are the fun days.
Yeah.
Yes. So I worked there until, I mean, pretty much the end of it, and
That's where I know you from.
yeah, I got to meet so many people, and you know, just put my name out there. And I mean, you just kind of, I thought outside the box. You know, I would, every time I would see girls, I would go, hey, you know, come in, pass the line, give them my cards, introduce myself, and that's kind of how I built a name for myself. And then, of course, you know, delivering, you know, quality service
Right.
as well. But
Yeah.
like I said, you know, that's only one part.
That's one
I
part of
feel.
it.
really
Yeah,
is.
I really agree with that.
So,
Have those wins.
So you were there 5 years.
So I was there for about 5 years at Salon Matrix, and their lease had ended, and they decided that they wanted to both kind of do their own thing. And that's when I decided, well, I think I'm going to do my own thing too. So I opened up my own salon called Style Lab,
That's what I remember. Yeah.
and that was on Greenville Avenue across from Torelli's.
Not a bad place to open. Like, good job.
Yeah, so I did it kind of not knowing what the fuck I was doing. I said,
willy-nilly.
yeah, this seems easy. Let's, I had a business partner, Eddie G, that was a lot more business savvy than I was. I was more like artist, exactly. So, he helped me with the business plan. We both got this space. It was like 2,000 square feet. That's where Bernie actually started working, and it was just 8 stations, all straight guys.
My. What?
Yeah, and it was just one girl.
No way.
And that was my cousin.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And I kind of made like this boy band kind of.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, we
Like,
like that shit.
all the guys were like,
I want to go get my hair done
good-looking.
across from two.
I think there was actually like 2 gay guys, and then the rest were straight. But everybody was like good looking, good at doing hair, and everybody kind of went out together and like promoted the place. So it just kind of like started.
So what kind of drama was that
growing.
with an all male?
Crazy that there was really no drama.
I told you I got dibs on her.
The drama was like
Nothing.
I think more like messiness. It was so busy, and everybody was kind of so close together that it was messy.
A bunch of dudes.
Yeah, I was about to say men are so much easier. I mean, to deal with each other, I'm sure.
But yeah, it was pretty easy. So I opened up this salon, and so when I went to Vidal Sassoon, I went to a couple of different salons and just got some ideas. And when I opened this salon, I was kind of already in the club atmosphere, so I kind of still wanted that vibe. So I actually put a DJ booth in the club.
Goodness, you were like way ahead of your times, weren't you?
I put a bar in the club, and it put like a little loungy area, kind of, so like when you're waiting to get your hair done, it was
just like
kind of like
party.
a lounge. Yeah.
I know I got off from Wish last night at 2 a.m., but it's still going.
So we'd have the DJ pumping, and we would have like alcohol, and we didn't have a liquor license, so we would just give it away. And it just kind of created like this cult, and
vibe.
just like a vibe, and people would just come and hang out, and
How fun.
and it was fun. It just kind of blew up.
So what happened with that? I mean, it sounds like a huge success.
It was a huge success, but I was not business savvy, and
Artists have an issue with that.
Yes, we do.
And I was making a lot of money, but I was also spending a lot of money and stupid shit, and it all caught up, and I had to close the doors down.
That's the hardest thing ever.
Yeah, it sucked. It was
That's
a
so
difficult
hard.
time, but I had to close the doors down. Me and my business partner kind of like got into it, and just kind of everything just
Fell
kinda
apart.
fell
Fizzled
apart,
out
and
a little bit,
crumbled down, and the place was even falling apart because it was already like 3-4 years where I wasn't really putting any money back into it, and I was partying.
You have to
living my life.
you have to water the plant, or
Exactly.
like it can only survive for so long in a drought.
Yeah.
So
How long was it open?
for about 4 years.
I mean, that's a good stretch.
It was actually 5 years because we had the 5-year lease, and then after the lease was done, we had to go. So 5 years,
So what did you do after that?
and then so after that, I still had like my loyal crew of like 4 or 5 people.
And I'm sure
And-
clientele, they're like, we'll follow you to your house.
Yeah. So we rented a little suite, and we just kind of like got everything back together for a whole year, and then I met this guy that was gonna open up a clothing store.
Okay.
And it just so happens that we kind of met and stuff, and we're just kind of hanging out. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm opening up this clothing store, but I'm looking for someone to kind of take half the building." So I was like, "Oh yeah, where's it at?" Guess where it was at?
Where? Your old place?
Back at my old place.
Stop.
What?
Yes.
That's irony for you, right?
So this guy that I had just met,
It's like sign. Oh.
yeah,
You're like, I'll do it.
rented the spot right after.
Wow.
So we moved back.
Oh my goodness.
Everything was still.
Okay, I'm like dying to know. So then what happened? What happened?
So everything was still like it was, you know? So
Right where you started, right where you left off.
the lounge part we put as the clothing store. It was in the front. Chopped up the salon a little bit, made it from 8 stations to 6. Made the DJ booth a little bit smaller, still had kind of everything, and we were there for about another 4 or 5 years.
Good job. So basically trim the fat and just like
Pretty
Was it the
much.
same
So,
name?
Yeah, it was the
Okay.
same name. It was the same name, and we just kind of had like, you know, a little extra stuff. We had clothes. And
I mean, I'm sure that helped him too, right? Like
Yeah.
people coming in to get their hair done and they're like, yeah, I like that outfit.
It totally gave him clout because he had just moved, didn't know anybody, so it worked out for the both of us.
yeah,
you
that's
know?
awesome.
So we were there for a couple more years, and you know, again, I was still
That's a
thinking,
long time. I'm just
Yeah.
that's pretty successful for like close to 5 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
But you know, again, boom, like shit happens. I wasn't really, you know, I'm still not learned how to deal with a business.
Well,
you know?
I think that's like when you're
So
such a
hard.
good artist, like it's that part of your brain.
You
is
have your
different.
strengths and
like you have your.
weaknesses, I mean.
you have to almost hire somebody that's good at that.
100%.
It's like me.
Absolutely.
It's like me.
100%.
I'm terrible at that. Like I just want to be in front of the patient or the client, do my thing, and I
Have
don't want to worry
someone
about the
else take
shit in
over.
the background.
It's a very real thing. Like if you're a creative, like your mind is a creative mind. And I truly believe that in
Excel and
most
spreadsheets
cases,
and numbers.
Yeah.
You're like,
fuck
F that.
shit. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Numbers
And
to
I'm
me,
better at
like,
that.
Bro, if you're
and I'm not creative
your head
whatsoever.
is up here in the clouds, and like you can't have your feet on the ground. You got to connect with somebody who does have that logistical mindset, and you guys complement each other. The hard part of
And I think another thing, the problem is when you are a successful artist, like you said that you were, it's hard to find somebody that will do
can trust.
that you can trust
Yes.
to do the business background
That's
for you
the hard
without
part.
fucking you over.
And especially
That's the
because
hard
that
part is
first
find
time,
somebody who
I'm not gonna say I got
doesn't
screwed over,
exploit.
but like we just both weren't where we were supposed to be mentally.
If you're not
in
going to
the
double,
business.
triple check what they're doing, like I feel like as a person like that, artistic and that successful, it is really hard to find somebody that can do all the back end stuff
And that's
with
not gonna
full
pull the
trust.
wool over your
That's
eyes.
not gonna take advantage and
100%.
a little, you know, because I feel like there's ways where people can take advantage of you like that and you not even really notice it.
Yeah, I
and they
mean-
can do it in a way where it's still kind of honest.
It
and
happened to
legally
one of
in a
my
way.
old
Yeah.
assistants just recently.
That's why you need a Toni.
We all need a Tony.
We do.
So that went for a good run. A lot of fun. Had, you know, a good diverse crew, and, you know, picking up my skills. I was always honing my skills. That was one thing that I feel kept me.
You took pride in your craft.
I took pride in my craft, but I always did advanced education.
Yeah,
you know,
So important.
That's so
Yeah.
important.
It really is.
I always felt, you know, there's always someone better for me that I can learn from.
I agree.
I always had people that I looked up to that, you know, I never stopped learning.
That's the most important thing. I
Yeah,
think.
you don't want to always be the smartest person in the room.
Exactly. So that kind of started deteriorating, and I lived at this apartment complex called the Mosaic.
Oh.
Oh my God, the pool party is up there.
Oh, I was like, how do I know that name?
So if
At
y'all
one
remember
point,
the
so
pool
familiar. I've been
parties-
there a dozen times.
So during that pool party era, I was living in the Mosaic and became really good friends with the manager. There was this unit that they couldn't rent out because it was huge. It was this 2-story unit, and it was
And you're like, ding, ding,
it was
ding.
in the same level of the pool, so it had like kind of like a retail kind of vibe, you know. So I convinced the manager to let me rent this spot out and put my salon in it.
Oh
I mean,
my
that is so
gosh.
smart. I have to say, you have incredible vision. Like you do. Like that is so smart. Like so, while people are like, pool partying, like you have so much traffic. You're like,
Yes.
hey, we do amazing hair.
Right.
So
Hey, you in the pink swimsuit.
Get your split ends over here.
Yeah.
So I changed the door and I put a glass door.
Smart, so
and
they can see y'all.
So they can see. I put a sign out there. I was real cool with the manager, so they just kind of let us do whatever. We had, valet parking on the bottom, so they would
Oh my
just
goodness.
clients would just valet park, go inside 7th floor. We had like this amazing view. We had like poolside.
What the heck?
What happened to that? What happened? I already want to go there just hearing it.
Can we go today?
It was sick. It was all
What was
glass.
the name?
Whoa.
I still called it
Still
Style
the
Lab.
same.
It was
Okay.
still Style Lab because at that time the name had like
yeah,
a
it
lot
had a
of
following.
had a following, had a reputation. It was a good reputation. Now we were kind of known as the party group, but we didn't care. Like if you were cool with it, this is what we are. Love it or leave it. This is how we're gonna do it. So, we were always straight up and just this is how we were. I remember I was wearing eyeliner at the time and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like those
the
eyes.
guy
Very
liner.
rock star.
The
Yeah.
guy liner.
At this time is when I was like, okay, we're at a place now where, I had like a good group of loyal people. They
You had a good
their-
following.
Yeah, I had a good
It's kind of like you
following.
were already, your brand was already like started and people knew about it.
And then I had like my people too. I had like 4 or 5 stylists that had followed me throughout
Everywhere.
The
That's
whole
amazing.
thing. One of them, which was my cousin Natalie, had been.
Wait, is this the one who owns Studio 15?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm now like putting
So she's
is
my
amazing.
cousin, and when I was working at Salon Matrix,
I'm like biting my fingers right now. Like, what?
when I was working at Salon Matrix, my mom says, "Hey, you have a cousin that's a hairstylist that lives in Dallas."
You didn't know her before?
I'd never met her. I have a huge family. Like my mom comes from 10 brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
She's like, yo, you
were
haven't met
fucking
her
around.
yet.
Yeah,
they were.
seriously, I'd never met her.
I know you're like 26 years old and you've never met this cousin, but you're going to meet her today.
Right. So I'm like, all right. So let me rewind like a few years back. So my mom calls me and says, "Hey, you have this cousin that's a hairstylist and she works in Dallas." I'm like, "What? I've lived here for 2 years. I didn't even know I had a cousin." So she's like, "Yeah." So I told her the address and she's going to go meet you at the salon. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was just coming in from lunch and I'm talking to my mom on the phone and I see this girl sitting down. She's like really cute and I thought she was my client,
It's Natalie.
I hang up the phone and I go and she's like, "Hey, I'm your cousin." And I was like, "Oh,
You're like, I'm
So-
uncomfortable.
I'm like, you felt guilty. I'm like, dirty.
shit." So we just totally like hit it off. She's working at this like mom and pop's salon in Garland and I'm like, "You need to come here." So she comes, works at Salon Matrix, and she followed me like thick and thin through the ups and downs.
Oh, now I love it more. By the way, I love Natalie. I do her stuff. Now I love this even more. I had no idea. Like I'm loving the story.
The world
and by
is
the
so
way,
small.
I
So
love
small.
Natalie.
She's awesome. Yeah, she's awesome.
Like I almost want to cry.
Wait, what is she?
She owns Studio 1514. I don't know if you'd remember. She came in a bit ago.
I mean,
She's
but
like,
I've been to 1514 like a million times.
her station is right like
Across from me.
across from him and like close to Mandy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
She's just
her.
on the other side.
Okay.
Remind me to get her last name because I'm going to text her
Yen.
right now.
Yeah.
Can you pull up her Instagram? Because
Yeah.
So-
what's her Instagram really quick?
Not Jeezy, I think.
Yes, that's right. Sorry, back
if
to
you pull her up, I'll know who you're talking
Yeah, you definitely know who
Yeah.
she is. She's
about. I
always
mean, Mandy
around.
cut my hair like not that long ago. There.
Nat Jeezy, right?
Yeah.
So
So she was like my ride or die. She always had her back, always followed. I had a few stylists. I was also big like on mentoring, I felt that somebody gave me the chance. Somebody like believed in me, and you know, at the
felt
time,
like returning it back.
exactly. And I still do that. I'm very big at mentoring, but
That's amazing.
at the time I had like, you know, I was taking on some assistants, and then I had, you know, my stylist, and we were at this really awesome
Founder.
we're at this really awesome you know, unit that we converted into a hair salon, and things were going good. That was around that Sunday school era where the Mosaic
and
was
stuff.
like an adult dormitory.
Yeah. It was called Sunday school. That's right.
And it was a huge
Fun.
party, and we were right in the middle. And, you know, again, right place, right time. I, you know, used that for marketing and just, you know, and at this time, it wasn't even me promoting myself anymore. Now I'm promoting Style Lab,
the whole
you know,
place.
the whole place. And so, you know, it just got bigger. So, I guess around 3 more years
Oh, wow.
passed by, and the owner of the building actually was like really impressed with what we were doing. He owned another building where Studio 1514 is at right now.
What?
Yes. So he owns still that building. It was about 3 years. I was kind of just like getting bored. And one of my stylists says, "Hey, I want to invest in the salon." You know, I was kind of getting bored. And in my head, I was like, I think I want to move to LA.
Oh, really?
Oh no. Okay,
Star.
let me just insert.
now.
Let me insert. Like, it's so tough to live out there. Like,
Preaching to the choir.
they will fucking try to eat you up and spit you alive. Like, it's difficult.
What? I don't
but
think that's
you
how the
said that
saying
wrong.
goes.
Did
but
you move?
Sure.
So,
Did you move?
yes,
You did move.
I did. So,
Oh,
my other
goodness.
stylist is like, "Hey, you know, I want to invest." I'm like thinking, well, I'm gonna let him, you know, take over the salon while I go to LA, and I'm gonna go learn under this. I got the opportunity to apprentice under this person over there in LA that was really amazing, and it was really a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I didn't want to pass up.
Smart, though.
It was supposed to be just for 6 months, and I was just going to come every 6 weeks and do my clients, and then, you know,
Okay.
come back. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it, you know? So we moved the salon to where it's at right now. And since, you know, I had a new business partner, we changed it from Style Lab to just The Lab.
Okay.
And how did that go? I mean, you've like built this brand for so long and following. Was it like kind of did it go well, or was it hard for the people to know it's the same
So
thing?
Style Lab, everybody was just calling it The Lab already.
Okay, so it's kind of like a really
So it's
easy
kind of like one of those things where like we have to change the name
Well, now we have to call it something different.
for tax purposes and
Yeah.
stuff. But you know, we still kind of wanted to keep that essence.
Yeah,
So we
it's
just kind of did it The Lab.
still kind of a little bit the same, just dropping off one word.
Exactly.
People,
Change some furniture around and shit. You know.
yeah.
So so we did that, and I was in California, and again, you know, I'm bad at my business and just not really paying attention.
Party. No, I'm just kidding.
And at this time, it was more just kind of going back and forth, really,
Yeah.
and just, you know, concentrated on myself and trying to build myself. And I felt I was like stuck. I felt like just stagnant. I was in a rut and just kind of needed some kind of motivation, you know. So that's why I was like, you know, I need to get out of here and go to someone that I really respect and that, you know, I'm going to take serious, because I felt like all the other classes that I was taking, it was just kind of like bullshit classes. Yeah,
Womp. I know this
Shit
shit.
that
This
you're
is like
in now.
beginner stuff. Like,
Exactly.
sorry, we're texting with Natalie. That's why we're looking at the phone. We're like, we're here with your cousin. We love him.
So I was just kind of, not really paying attention to the salon and paying attention just to me. And, I had a business partner and he was going through some issues and just shit went real south, real bad. And,
What happened?
So not to get into it real bad, I don't want to say names.
NDA. No, I'm just kidding.
He met a guy, and this guy was just really bad, turned him into drugs, and he got hooked, and it was just a sad story because this
went downhill.
Went down fast.
Yeah.
And this guy was getting taken advantage of because he had a lot of money, and then
That's
the
so
money
sad.
started slowing, and then started taking out of the salon account, and just
Yikes.
so shit went real bad, real south, and then again, boom, we were gonna lose the salon.
Oh my goodness.
I have these stylists that have followed me, super loyal, and just didn't know what to do. I was like kind of in a slump, and at the time, Natalie and
I already know the success story because now I put the pieces together and with Natalie, so I'm like excited. But anyways, go on. Sorry.
So are you back and forth from LA still? Is this during that time?
So I'm going back and forth in LA, and the salon's now like closing. So I'm like, fuck. So I moved back to kind of just figure stuff out, and it's already like too little too late. So Natalie becomes friend with this ex-football player, and this ex-football player is just like, I'll lend you the money, So Natalie comes up to me and she's like, hey, this guy wants to sponsor the money and all this stuff. And I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah, so let's do it, So I'm all excited and stuff, and we're all excited, and we go to the meeting, and they're like, well, we kind of don't need you anymore. It's just going to be me and Natalie.
And she's like, no. I'm just kidding. I'm waiting for this.
So I was kind of just like taken back a little bit, but I had fucked up, and I didn't want to lose the spot or let anybody else down. So I kind of just accepted it and started working there and just treated it like it was mine still, and just kind of did everything that I was supposed to. And it's become, now it's Studio 1514. They changed the name from the lab to Studio 1514 again for tax purposes and business, and I guess that's when everything just started kind of like dying for me in the inside. So I was like working there, but at the same time it's like, it's hard because like everything that I felt like I built like the name, but not the business. I didn't build the business end, which was the most important. Yeah. So I don't know. It's been probably another. Let me see. I started hair 2001. It's like 4 years, 8 years. So that was what is that, 2011, I guess, is when I think Natalie took over. So it's around 2011, 2012 is when Natalie took over, and she made it what it is now. And it's, she's, I guess, a lot, and things with her too, ups and downs and everything. So she handled it a lot better, and she's been killing it,
Yeah, you guys have been in business for how long?
And it's kind of like grown, but I guess Studio 1514, I'm gonna say like 2011, 12, something like that.
It's been popping forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's known as one of the top salons. So what I was kind of doing is just kind of mentoring people at the time too. Just kind of building, I call them soldiers, and that's how, you had to work a year under me, and then we'd put you on the floor so that we know you would deliver good quality work,
So you finally found the like perfect partnership, it sounds like.
Yeah. So, that's been going awesome. I'm super slammed at work.
So you can't fit me in as well.
I've mentored, stylists that now have, their own salons, and they've mentored, people, and I feel that there's enough to go around.
There is.
There shouldn't be anybody.
Everybody needs their hair done.
Yeah, and hair's always growing. It never stops growing. So there's always going to
Except
be.
for mine.
Well, that's why he does extensions.
Exactly.
He started that too. So you have been just always on the forefront, whatever is the newest things, and learn that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been doing extensions, man, since they came out.
Right.
I remember when you said to glue them. I remember like literally gluing in tracks
Wow.
with that black glue. Oh my god!
my goodness.
That black hair glue?
Yes. Can
my
you imagine
I
gluing
remember
that?
that.
No, I can't.
But yeah, my journey, it's been its ups and downs, but it's made me who I am. It's brought me down and made me kind of climb back out and see the light in a different way. I've had opportunities that I've turned down just because I didn't feel that I was ready, and now I feel that I've been offered more opportunities, and this time I feel that I'm ready, and things are happening. So I got some stuff in the makings, in the works,
and we can't wait when you can
cannot
announce
wait.
that.
so I still want it to be a surprise. I don't want to talk too much about it, but
we're not going to. But we know that this time I feel like you have learned a lot, and you're gonna make this a totally different road and story for yourself.
I'm rooting for you.
Yes,
Me too.
all of us. Well, I think that until you get to tell us what that is, we need to go do our Miss Polly segment.
yes.
But tell everyone where they can reach you, though, first.
So, Studio 1514, downtown Dallas, right by Neiman Marcus and the Jewel. And you can look me on Insta, cruz.fur. And I'm here at your service.
Thank you, Cruz. That was awesome.
Yes, thank
Awesome
you.
story.
Miss Polly.
Does she have a head?
It's time to party with Miss Polly. The modern day Doctor.
Miss Polly has a migraine today. Poor baby. I hope she feels better, and we are going to have to figure this out ourselves. But we have Miss Sivan here.
Girl,
who
you
is a
have me.
registered nurse. She will go right for her.
You're pretty good at that.
I started saying that before it was a thing.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
No.
Yes.
So you snooped through your partner's computer. They are male in a heterosexual relationship and found gay porn.
Oh my God.
Is it right to bring it up given that you snooped?
Yes.
So I have a scenario. So this happened to a friend of mine, and this is a true story.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
The friend.
He and you know him. I'm not gonna say any names.
Say the name. Say the name.
Oh Lord.
Commercial break.
But
Throw in some details that I'll know.
He had a threesome with two girls, and they tied him up and
Fucked him with a strap.
Banked him.
yes,
They did what?
and he liked it.
Oh.
Wait, I missed it.
Oh my God. Can you give me a clue?
But it was
What did they
two.
do?
It was two girls. and a
Wait,
guy.
where did the strap on come
Wait.
from?
I
I'm
don't know.
behind.
I don't
They
know
fucked
the
him with a
whole
strap-on.
details.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the whole details.
And he liked it.
But he liked it. But there's
me
no
more,
other
mommy.
guys.
But how do you know he liked it?
But
He told me.
Oh wow, y'all discussed it. Wait, does he work at the salon?
No.
But I know
Did he work
some,
at
She's
a
like, have I dated him?
But I know I have a girlfriend who used to do that to her boyfriend, and he was really into it.
It's called pegging.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I didn't even know it was a thing, but
There's like a whole category on it.
I
on
haven't you
Pornhub.
said that. We have to ask Miss Polly this.
okay,
Oh, yeah, we should.
but the question is
Are you
it
gay?
Is that gay?
I don't think so.
There's-
It's a girl.
No, I had a guy ask me like to do the finger thing, and I'm like,
Well, it's because guys have like
Yeah.
They have a gland in there.
no.
So like I've never like asked, hey, do the finger,
they're
but
not
it's
gonna
happened, and
dislike
it's
it
like,
if you
whoa.
do it. When you do it, they're not gonna protest. Right? Fucking guarantee.
I'm
it.
like, no.
I mean, he might struggle.
I'm like,
struggle.
I'm like, how about I just put like a little like outside pressure on it? I'm not gonna stick anything on there. And then one time we did it, and I always I used to always.
It sounds weird when you talk about it, but when you're in the moment and there, you had a few drinks,
Well,
here's
shit
what gets weird.
Here's what made me be like. Here's
gonna
what
lie.
made me like be hell no. So I like kind of put like light pressure on it, and at that time I was going through like my nails were always white.
Oh my!
Okay.
I went to the bathroom. Yeah, that's why I'm here because I like.
Oh.
say
You didn't do a
ridiculous.
smell test?
So, anyways, I always felt so gross afterwards, and afterwards I looked at my nail and I'm like, oh my god, my nail's like yellowy brown. I washed my nails, and the next day I got my nails done, and I'm like, I just can't do that. Wash your fucking ass if you want that done.
What kind of? I feel like you had a hygiene problem.
Oh my god. Well, okay, so I was really good friends with a gay guy for a
Like,
long
how
time,
gross.
and they have to like douche and like clean everything out of their ass
That's what
before they have sex.
it's like the
it's like
same-
a whole prep.
It's like the
Yes.
same thing with like
Porn stars.
Yeah, it's the same thing with anal. Like I
That's-
remember I worked with this guy who was gay, and he's like there were some weeks where he would be moody, and I'm like, what is the problem? And he was like, well, you know, I'm doing my prep, and I'm like, what the fuck is a prep? He's like, well, I have to eat this whole diet because I'm going on
Oh
a
my
date with this
God.
guy. He's like, it's like a whole thing, Sivan. You have to eat a certain diet. You have to go to the bathroom a certain amount of times. Like you have to prepare yourself. That way you don't have the accident
Yes.
where you kind of poop.
Right.
I did know that porn stars do that. They say they.
And I'm
that
like,
whole
I was-
process.
I was like best friends with this
I was
gay
like,
guy that would
oh
have to do it.
no.
And you do it until the water's clear.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's never going to be a dick in my ass, so can't relate.
I agree.
Absolutely the fuck not.
No, sorry.
Actually, I was texting Tony about this
Never
like a
say
week.
never.
I was like texting Tony about this like a week ago. She's probably gonna feel really uncomfortable.
It's fine.
I was like,
Oh, Tony, you've done it? I'm
have you
judging.
ever? I was like, have you ever done
I
anal?
enjoy it.
And she's like, I kind of enjoy it.
my
Okay
best
to
friend
say
loves
yes.
it.
It's
You
okay.
do?
And she
I
was
do.
like, yes, she told me. And then
You don't enjoy it because you've never done it.
It's like a pleasure.
Oh, no, I've
pain
tried.
thing.
Absolutely
And then
not,
I told her, I
no.
was like, I just feel like it would feel like you're reverse pooping or
Yes.
something.
I mean, you got to relax. It's a breathing
No,
technique. Like, just
it-
relax.
Miss
But
Polly
pooping
has
feels
told us.
good.
Yeah, there are some people who really do enjoy it, and Miss Polly has actually
Look
told
at
us
Priscilla's
point.
judging.
Yeah,
It's a white girl thing.
I don't think so.
No,
Absolutely.
it's not a white girl thing. It's
People
like
who like anal are white.
that's not true.
That's a lie.
Let's take a poll.
Let's like pull it.
We know a ton of girls.
Tony's like white as fuck over here.
I know.
I'll do a poll. I should do it right now.
I want to know
I'm gonna do it
if
now.
you like anal and if you do what your ethnicity is, and I guarantee you, majority of the women are white. I can almost bet. I promise.
Really?
It's
Why
just because
do you
we're
think
more
that?
open.
I don't think it's a white girl thing.
be
I think-
judgy.
I think it's a girl
judging.
thing.
I think it's a girl
Actually,
thing.
now that I think about it, all the porn that I've seen that's anal are white girls.
What?
What
Yeah.
kind of, no, you guys are. I don't know what porn you are watching.
Well, I was just so then I asked Tony. I was like, "What if you accidentally poop a little bit? Then what happens?"
That happens.
It
though.
happens. It does.
My best friend
wipe
that
it
happened
off.
to.
And then she goes, "This is her response. Well, the guy is taking the risk. Then,
But do you know that one of my best friends loves it, and she has called me before when that has happened, and that the guy was totally cool about it.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't give.
They don't care.
They know what they're
I would-
getting into.
It's like a plunger.
You know what I mean?
I would die.
I would die of fucking embarrassment. There's absolutely.
I would be like,
no way.
never talking to you again.
Never. I don't
if they
care if
freak
I
out,
loved
that's what
you.
they get.
I don't care if I
dude,
loved you. I would
stuck it in my butt.
ghost you for the rest of my life.
Hey, how are you?
Good time.
Right in the middle of anal talk, somebody walks in. We're just talking about anal.
doing
Sorry.
anal.
You're gonna work in perfect time.
Do you enjoy anal? And would you care if she pooped on you?
Okay.
He's like, whoa.
Because because it happened.
So it definitely happens. Not for me there, but
He's like, not like I
Like,
ever
it's
done
never
it.
happened to me though.
So
But would it bother you? You
my
came in at
God.
the perfect time. Just put those headphones in.
I love when I get to experience
Bernie.
anal, me giving it to someone else.
Hi, Bernie, by the way.
Hello,
When you get to
everybody.
experience it.
But no, so the question was about pooping and shitting on someone?
Well, I'm just saying, no, that
So
was
I asked my girlfriend. So I was asking my girlfriend, I'm like, have you ever done anal? And I was like, and she goes, yeah, I actually kind of like it. I'm like, but what happens if you accidentally poop? It's like reverse pooping. I don't understand. And she goes, yeah, sometimes it can happen. And the guy takes that risk. I'm like, that's disgusting.
I
I would die. of
I would
embarrassment.
die. Yeah,
Why?
I would die.
Well, you're shitting on someone for one.
Well, I mean, they willingly
I
put their.
I like to do that in the
there.
privacy
So-
of my own company.
Well, here's the thing though. Do you like anal?
I absolutely do not.
No.
Oh, that's different. And that's a whole nother side thing. If you don't like anal, do you like anal?
It's like
Yeah, I
the only
do.
thing that
You
I
like
like
anal?
around the butt is it coming out of the butt.
you don't like anal. So why don't you like anal?
It scares me.
It hurts. It's uncomfortable.
hurts.
I don't
So-
like it. I can't get off. I mean, what is the point?
I mean,
Okay, so
So you said you've never
I'm
done
not-
it.
also
though.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
I'm
you've
also
never done
not.
it? Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
also not
tried.
sleeping
Hold on,
with
hold on.
guys with
Whoa, whoa,
tiny
whoa.
dicks.
Y'all both can't talk at the same time because this is a good topic right now. I walked in perfect time.
I've tried, and it was one of those things where I was like kind of fucked up on drinking, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I'm like, no, stop, no, I can't.
Is he doing the just a tip? Bang.
I was like, all right, okay, maybe. And then I was like, no, never mind. I changed my mind. No, stop.
All
And
right,
I,
so
freaked out.
that's you've only had anal tried at one time.
But it wasn't. I wouldn't even consider it anal. It was just like, no, never mind, stop.
All right, so hold on. I'm gonna
I've
come back
tried
to
on
you.
multiple occasions.
And okay, what's your name?
Priscilla.
Priscilla and
Tony?
I'm sorry, Cody.
Tony.
Tony, sorry.
This is Bernie.
So I'm Bernie. Sorry, I'm late. I was at my son's. Sorry, Cruz. What's up?
What up?
I was at my son's soccer game, so that's why I was late. So
Did they win?
they
And
won.
you walked
Hell
in?
yeah, they won. So have you've done it one time?
No, I've tried on multiple occasions.
All right, so
Tried.
it, right?
Tried is not really doing
But here's the
Okay,
question, though.
they were successful, and I didn't
putting it
fucking
in,
like
right?
it.
But
That's
did you?
different.
I never
That's
had success.
different.
Done it.
So was there like a foreplay into it? Like was there?
Well, yeah, they didn't just put that shit in
No,
dry.
I know. So right, you got to put at least lube in there. But was there like some sort of like
Tongue in the
getting your
ass.
ass eaten out or anything like
Trust
that?
me, if I'm like agreeing to someone putting their dick in my ass, I'm into it beforehand.
Right. Here's the thing that I would challenge you, Sivan, and
Because I'm like,
yeah, I know. So sex is like an amazing thing. We all know that. I'm saying the opposite.
I
right?
agree.
But the other part about it is like when you get into all sorts of it, like anal sex and everything, it has the ability, if it's done right, to be really pleasurable. And yeah, people shit on each other. That's not the end of the world, right?
sometimes
but
you
it's
might
don't have
poop on
white sheets.
somebody.
It's
no. For a woman, it could be ridiculous. Like it could take your sex life to a whole nother level.
Well,
So
because you can have
Tony's
an
like,
orgasm that way.
no,
Tony's over here like, yeah.
I know. See, I like Tony, right?
you can
so
have a
Tony's
anal
like on
orgasm.
point. So, but here's the thing about it: there's different ways. So, a couple things to try if you decide to ever give it another shot. Get a vibrator, put it on your clit. True story. I'm telling you, it is a true story. It totally changes it. Yeah, it totally.
Done it.
Or what is it called? The
Butt plug?
yeah, like
Yeah, you can prep yourself.
yeah, to prep it.
But you gotta first not have that look in your face. No one's gonna put your butt with
You
that.
gotta relax. You can't like freak out.
Nobody putting your butt with that face.
Trust me, I was relaxed. I didn't like it.
I was like,
Stop fucking.
okay, let's do it. I'm like,
I
It's not for everybody. How about
It's
that?
not
It's just
for
not for everybody.
I'm not
There
a
you
prude,
go.
and I've done some
But
pretty
Bernie
dirty
likes
shit.
it.
But anal ain't for me.
So
And there you go. And I think we need to.
And like I said,
And that's why you're single.
I'm not.
that was so funny.
Oh my god.
I'm not even getting laid right now, so that's another issue in itself. But I'm also not sleeping with guys with small dicks.
I agree. I think
So,
I
I'm
You
not-
gotta get away
not
from
trying
basketball
to-
players and football.
I'm not trying to take a 10-inch dick in my ass. I'm just not.
I actually really agree with this because
Like, no,
I think
thank
it
you.
really depends on the guy's like size. Because
No, it
I
doesn't.
dated
Like, oh,
yes,
I don't think it does at all.
yes,
my
it
butt.
fucking does, Tony. Because I dated a guy for 10 years and he was
Tony's-
massive,
But you've done it one
and I would
time.
never. No, I didn't do it ever. I was like, fuck no, you're fucking crazy. I'm like, you want
son's
to.
dad.
You want to put
has
a 13-inch dick in your
huge
ass, and then
fucking
I'll
dick.
put one in mine.
And I'm like, absolutely not.
What'd you say? Your son's that what?
Has a huge dick.
What?
And
If
I
he's
tried-
listening, I'm certain he's so happy you just threw that out there. He's
he's
like,
not
hell yeah.
She better hope not after what she
God, I
just
know.
talked
I
about.
just fuck.
I'm sorry, child molester. What just happened?
Child molester.
Well, okay, so we walked along.
Okay, and so
Say
next
about
topic.
your kid or your husband or your ex-husband or your ex.
Okay, well, first of all, I was never married. I said my son's. Oh my God! So
Her son's dad has a big
I thought
dick.
you said your son.
Yes,
I thought
wow.
you said your
So
son. I'm
God,
like,
she just killed the mood.
Yeah, like any hope of anal for anybody just went down
yeah,
the
that's
drain really quickly. Well, there's different ways to enjoy it, and I think that again, the
he's like, I do it every night to girls. Sorry.
No, I'm telling you, like
it's my
the thing is, it should be something that's really enjoyable. And right now, you already have a bad taste in your mouth towards it, so you're
No
already not
pun
going to enjoy
intended.
it.
No
right?
pun intended.
But I think if you try like the vibrator part, try it, Sivan. Next time that you decide
Try
to
it,
try it.
Yes, try
Well,
it.
like,
And let us know.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm telling you, sex life can go up higher.
This is a good time to do the question of the day.
Wow.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
Oh my God.
So happy I walked in on
Can't
that
be
part
as
of the segment.
difficult as his last question.
You spend the night at a guy's place and he has makeup remover. Is that a nice touch or does he come off as a player?
He's a hoe. Straight up, he's a good hoe. He's good at it.
Hey, babe, look in that cabinet. There's tampons,
Makeup remover.
makeup remover, and a new set of toothbrushes. There's
Oh, yeah.
shampoo and conditioner.
I've also
Player.
And then you can use the robe. You can take the robe home.
It's like a hotel.
I've had that happen.
So is
We
it?
at the hotel Holiday Inn.
That is so funny. So, but here's the thing. What if? And I'm just being the asshole devil's advocate.
What if I'm considerate? Okay.
Right, so it's about tampons because I didn't know what vagina you had, and you tampon. I mean, what would be the difference? Like,
How many girls do you have in and out that you would even remotely think about that while you're at the store?
so here's the thing. When I was married
Customer
before,
service.
Bye.
full
Like an
customer
Uber.
service.
Priscilla,
But what if it came to a situation where you had dated someone and they left like their tampons there and shit like there?
I
mean,
typically think I'm like ex-girlfriend.
right? Or I was married, and I mean, my ex-wife forever. A box of tampons were in my house. It was obviously not for me, but it wasn't one of the things where I thought, let me throw these tampons away. I just thought nothing. I didn't think anything about
Somebody
it.
might need them.
I didn't even think that far into it. I mean, I just thought whatever. There was a pregnancy test. There was all sorts of stuff that was there for like years.
Hey, he's
Yeah.
prepared. Okay.
just in case, right? So no, but it
I
was,
once slept with a guy that had a drawer full of Plan Bs.
I like him.
Wow.
Now that is
I forgot.
considerate.
It was a long time ago.
And
He
then
said
you're
his
like,
grandma worked
fuck,
for,
why did I
don't know
sleep
who,
with him?
and he probably had about 50.
Stop.
You're like, these are like $80, so I'm just gonna take 3 or 4.
I'm gonna take all
Dude,
these
that's
for me and my
so
friends.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
guys are getting a bad rap, and there's some douchebag guys out there.
Yeah.
But some, y'all women, y'all
I
are
was
some
like
hoes
22
too.
at the time.
Y'all are some hoes too. Stop it. All right.
I agree.
I pocketed like 5.
She's like, and thank you.
I never know when I'm gonna need these.
But you're always prepared.
There you go. And on that
Breakfast
note,
of champions.
thank you for listening,
Thank
everyone.
you so much.